I don't want to be free because all the free people come here. I said, I want to be successful because successful people don't come here. And once I fixed the quit gene, then it was nothing I couldn't do. When I first got to prison, I was taught that there are hierarchies and there's systems, like there's levels. There's the bosses, then there's the guys in the middle, and then there's guys on the bottom. And nobody wants to be on the bottom. And you should never want to be in the middle, in my opinion. You always want to be on top. So that's my goal. How do I become a leader or a king in this setting? And in that space, in penitentiary and prison world, violence rules. Conversation is nice. Articulation is nice. Resumes don't matter. Violence wins. So people are gauging you based on the amount of violence you participate in and the level of what you participated at. So over the first 6 years of my sentence, while I was in prison, I participated daily in violent acts. I've been charged 8 times with attempted murder. I've been convicted twice of attempted murder on other prisoners. I've been shipped around the country. I've participated in riots on airplanes. They had federal airlifts, and I'm in riots on airlifts. Every day, all day is violence, and to the point I became a king. And I worked hard for that status. I worked really hard for that status, and I achieved it. And once I achieved it, now there's king of kings. Who's the boss of bosses? I wanted to be that guy. And when I had the opportunity to take the threshold to become the king of kings, I saw it for what it was. I was going to become the king of nowhere. The number 2 guy never really understands number 1 guy's hassles or problems. He just sees it from the other side of the fence. It's kind of, I equate it to the Wizard of Oz. When Dorothy came to the Oz, she marched all the way to the wizard. And when she pulled the curtain back, she saw how fake it was. Mm-hmm. But everybody in Oz was okay with the world being fake. And until Dorothy pulled the curtain back, nobody even questioned. I pulled the curtain back because I was about to sit in that chair, and I saw it was a fake chair. And I don't subscribe to something that's not real. It didn't bode well with my spirit. I was extremely disappointed because I had such high hopes and expectations and of what this was supposed to be, and it wasn't. And I at Genius this weekend, I forget who it was. Somebody said, if you want something to change, it's not the things that you go through, it's the person that goes through them. So you got to change you. I mean, if you don't like yourself as a rookie, you're not going to like yourself at the end of the year. If you don't like yourself going in the door, you're not going to like yourself. Achievements don't change the person. And I was an unhappy person chasing achievements.
Yeah.
And that's when I said, this doesn't work. Now to come up with another plan. Because I had one plan, be the king of kings. Now that I don't want to be king of kings, I see what it is. I said, what am I going to do next? And I said, well, don't want to be in jail. Prison doesn't work if you can't be crazy. It doesn't make sense. So I said, I want to go home. First I said, I want to go home. Then I looked around at all the whites, blacks, Spanish, Asian guys who did time. Everybody went home and everybody came back. Yeah. I said, freedom doesn't work. I don't want to be free because all the free people come here. I said, I want to be successful because successful people don't come here. And I did do successful people go to college. So I said, I'll go home and go to college. I picked a school called Harvard University. I said, I'll go home and go to Harvard. It was really that simple.
It was simple for you, but it wasn't well received, was it, Andre?
It wasn't. It was hard to be received because other people understood the journey. I didn't understand what it took to get there. I just thought that's why I needed to be.
Yeah.
Other people saw the hurdles. They saw the valleys. They saw the obstacles. I just saw the destination. And I'm like, okay, that's my destination. And I'm not worried about the path or the road. It's just what you have to walk. And I just started walking. And everybody told me I couldn't go to Army because I was black. I was a gang member. I was violent. I got 100 years in prison. They told me all the reasons I couldn't go.
Yeah.
And I said, I know all those things. None of them are reasons I can't go. Those are reasons you believe I can't go, but they're not actual reasons.
Yeah.
Then I went and I made a list of the things that were stopping me from getting there. And being black wasn't one of them. I couldn't. So not having a GED was one of them. Anger management was one of them. Remorse was one of them. I'm saying touching my internal clocks was one of them. I'm saying I fixed the things that actually stopped me from going, not the things people projected at.
Yeah.
And it took me 8 years 20 hours a day of walking this path just to get to step one. And that's out of prison. It took me another 7 years of walking that path to get my fellowship at Harvard Law School. But it took 15 years from the day I said it to the day I walked in and got my email, anorman@harvard.edu. But I did it. And along the way, worked at the White House. Along the way, London Business School. Along the way, YPO. Along the way, 20 different countries. Along the way, famous speaker. But I never gave up my goal.
And I find, again, that you said that here during our conversation, and you certainly said it in your book about you were a quitter. But that, what you just described, is not someone who quits. That was
one of the things I had to fix.
Yes.
So what's stopping me from getting to Harvard? Being a quitter was one of them.
Yes.
I went to counseling. People think counseling's funny. I went to counseling, and during counseling, I discovered, because as you know, I was a quitter. And once I fixed the quit gene, then it was nothing I couldn't do.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You are an unstoppable force of hope, Andre.